My name is Skip, and this is From the Fourth Row's review of A Walk Among the Tombstones. Now, Walk Among the Tombstones kind of gets started where we have this off-duty police officer named Matt Scudder, who's played by Liam Neeson. Um, he's in a bar having a couple drinks when the bartender gets shot by these two thugs. They come into the bar and shoot the bartender. So he goes and Matt Scudder chases him out the door and shoots him. Well, and something tragic happens and he can't live with himself, so he ends up quitting being a police officer. Well, fast forward to the present day. That was back in 1981. Fast forward to the present day. We have him just kind of going through his day. He's in a Alcoholics Anonymous class, and one of the guys in the class um, asks him to talk, and he talks to him. He follows him home, and he talks to him, and he says, "Hey, my brother Kenny needs you to come over to his house and talk to him." And Kenny's played by Dan Stevens. Now Kenny has this problem because his wife has been kidnapped, and he wants to pay Matt Scudder to go find the people that kidnapped his wife and killed his wife and bring them to him. So, and he wants to kill him. He wants kind of revenge on these guys. And he's at first, Matt's like, nah, I don't want anything to do with this. He figures out the guy is a drug dealer, and so Kenny goes to his house, Matt's house, and says, "Hey, I never told you what my wife's name was," and he gives her her name. Her name is Alicia, and needless to say, that he convinces him to look into his wife's death. And while he's doing that, he's in the library and he sees this little kid, and this little kid helps him look some stuff up on the computer. So Matt and the little kid, little black kid, kind of homeless black kid who's been staying in the library, he and Matt become fast friends. And throughout the movie, there's this whole storyline that's separate from the main story about the relationship between these kids and the storyline with the little kid and Matt. And then we get back to the other story. Well, Matt figures it out. He understands what happens. He finds the guys that did it. They have killed somebody else, and now he ends up getting called into um, another situation because the guys have kidnapped another person. This time it's a little girl. Now that's as far as I'm going to say about the movie. But this is, I mean, if you can imagine Liam Neeson in any of his movies, Taken, Unknown, Nonstop, I mean, you could go on and on. The last 5 years or so, these kind of shoot 'em up characters where he's a detective or he's an air marshal or he's a guy and he's out for revenge. He's become the go-to guy for this the last 5 years, and it shows by the box office. The box office doesn't lie. He's made money doing these kinds of movies, and I thought this one, the story was really good, and some of the other ones the plot is kind of thin, but the plot in this is really good. It's based on the book. It was supposed to be made years ago into a movie, but he's believable in these roles. But what's good is the little kid relationship. The other characters, the bad guys are believable in this. The thugs that kidnap the women and kill the women. They're believable. The story as a whole is believable in this kind of New York suburb. The village, or I don't know what areas of New York it's in, but it's in New York. But I really thought these characters were believable. The story was believable. It was well paced. It was very suspenseful and thrilling, and because of that, I'm going to give it a see it. I really enjoyed A Walk Among the Tombstones. This is the kind of movie, this kind of year you start to get these kinds of. The Drop was a similar kind of crime drama like this, and you're starting to get these kinds of really good movies. So this has been my review of A Walk Among the Tombstones. I'm Skip, and this has been From the Fourth Row's review of Walk Among the Tombstones.